Hey guys, Steve here. Been a long time since I've been on YouTube. I know, I've been busy with other life things. And I'm waiting to get on that farm all. April's been really slow warming up here in Michigan. But in the meantime, I have a 1991 Johnson 6-horse, as you can see. I bought it in 92, so I know from brand new practically I had this motor. Over the course of the last few years, last 2 years, I've noticed that the water pump is not pushing water as well as it used to. It's pushing water. I've noticed also that the starting ability of my motor has been a little bit more difficult. I had it down to like 3 pulls. Boom, she'd start, and it's getting a little bit harder. And I'm thinking maybe it's time to put a new water pump in this and a new fuel pump rebuild on it. I got a carburetor kit for it. Last resort, kind of want to hold that back. I mean, it was like a $40 kit. It's a good kit, but I really think that the fuel pump and the water pump are the first things I need to look at. It's got low hours on it. My daughters have gone back to shallow water. They've sucked some sand up. I know I have, doing some trolling. I can tell that it's not running out of power, but I can tell that it gets to a point where it wants to stall out. No changes on the jets or anything like that. So I guess I want to take you along on this one. And I want to do a shout out too to a fellow named Brandon's Garage on YouTube. You have an outboard, you need to look up his channel. He refurbishes older Johnson, Evinrude engines, Mercuries, whatever it is, and a lot of what you're going to see here with me today is because of him. I do have a service manual, which is really helpful, but there's a lot of tricks and stuff that he does share as well. May not be this motor, but it might be a 15 horse or whatever, but it's really worth a while to go by and take a look at his channel when you're on the web looking at YouTube channels. So that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, while I wait for that farm all to get back out. All right, gentlemen. So we have to take this bolt out, and we have to take these 2 bolts out. Why don't you stand back and take a little yonder here. And believe it or not, this machine, you'd say, oh, it's all metric. Actually, this machine was made in Belgium. But, truth be had here, they are set up on an English system with this motor. 3/8 inch. So, everything is in Newton meters. Okay? They say in the manual to take the prop off. I don't think I have to do that, but we're going to find out. Also, everything that we put back in, we need to put some anti-seize on it, which I think is awesome. I love anti-seize. Everything that I do is anti-seize. There's no thread locker on that at all. As you can see, I'm going to put that over there. And step over here, move my prop. It's been a good motor. I run nothing but high octane in it. Always have. 91 or better. Just because. It doesn't burn through the fuel. It doesn't. I mean, I can take a 3-gallon tank of gas and run this thing forever. Which, that's kind of the other problem too. You know, I don't think I have a problem with my carburetor. I just think my fuel pump, she's getting weak. If you've seen the springs that are inside the diaphragm, and we're going to go through it together, you'd say, man, I can see how they would weaken. No thread locker on that at all. We got one more back here, and then we got a shift lever that we are going to have to work on here. Lucky, you know, a lot of these are hard to tear apart. When I look at Brandon's Garage and I take a look at a lot of these, They're hard to take apart because the motors are always submerged in the water and corrosion builds up. This motor doesn't sit in the water. It goes in the water for a weekend, comes back out. So I don't think I'm going to have any problems as far as getting anything taken apart here. No thread locker on that either. Straight up. I got 3 different size bolts there. As you can see, it's already broken apart. Let me double check, you guys, so you can see this. I'm going to have a shift lever. It says to put it in forward gear. That's going to help me pull this apart. Let's get some light over here. I want you guys to see. We're going to kind of back it off a little bit here. There is a water tube in here. Let's just lay her on the side. Kind of work her loose. We're going to replace all that. Where's my shift lever's not going to have? Well, look at me, I'm wrong. Look at that. Easy pleasy. Just like that. We got her off. Alright. There's my water pump right here. One thing I want to bring to note is how dirty my drive shaft is. There's a special Molly lube. I better move my beer. I don't want to get no grease in it. There's a special Molly lube that goes on the splines up here. Up there. But the thing too is there is supposed to be a O-ring that goes right about here. But I don't see the groove cut in it. And that's the one thing about the owner's manual or service manual that doesn't get very explicit. It's like you buy a kit and it comes with extra parts. And then they tell you, hey man, use this part, use that part. So I'm kind of looking at this and saying to myself, well, alright, you know, but there also isn't a bearing that belongs down here. Now, I'm going to cut through this with rubbing alcohol. I'm not going to use mineral spirits in my house because I'm in my basement. Alright, so we got us some 91% rubbing alcohol. Mineral spirits, I think, is still the very best cleaner that you're ever going to have. But we're going to work on this a little bit here. Even around here a little bit. I've worked hard at trying to keep this motor clean through the years. It's paid off. It really has. It's been a damn good motor. I paid $750 for this back in 1992. I don't know what they're going for now. And being a two-stroke, yeah, I got to mix my oil. But this thing really does run beautiful. I can't complain. As my brother Nick would say, I work hard at keeping my Johnson new. I should try to wear it out. You're right, Nick. And here we go. So let's get that water pump off. And like I said, everything thus far indicates that it is a English system. 3/8. Once again, it's a 3/8. Which surprises me. There's no thread sealer Loctite on it at all. I'm going to break this apart. coming out at all. I don't want to pull the drive shaft out. There. By George. That water pump doesn't look bad. Does not look bad at all. Let's see what the impeller looks like here. She's not going to come off as easy. But you know what, guys? My pin. There's a pin that goes in here that I'm not seeing. You can see some wear. You can see some wear in this. It's high here, low here. So I'm not unhappy about doing this, but I do not see my pin. Okay, so I found my keeper. Man, it's a little plastic thing. It looks like it's reusable, not a problem. Okay. I got a gasket here on this surface. Then I have another gasket that is underneath this plate. So I got the gaskets. They came in a kit. I guess I gotta look at my kit again. Right here, no Loctite, no gasket sealer or anything underneath of it. We'll pull it apart because it's no more good. There's the other gasket. Goes like that. Water pump didn't look too bad. Did not look too bad. I'm kind of surprised at this. I'm not feeling any ridges. The cup does not look bad at all. I can't believe that. Man, almost 30 years here. So we're going to pull this out. Without hurting my plastic. Give her a good tug. She fits solid in there. I got a brand new one. Work around it. They do say to put a sealant in there, and they may have, but there's my water pump. The other thing we got to do too is pull out this rubber boot. Right here, without damaging anything. There it is. All right.